Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Altar of the Brew. Me and Steve here. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight than we've done in the past. We're going to brew a deck and build it here on the stream. It's going to be pretty cool. Pretty excited.
So we're doing some prep work for Magic 30. I did a deck rebuild. Rich did a deck rebuild, and I saw some of our peers out there in the community were posting this idea that they wanted to like throw together some proxied up decks to bring with them to kind of hand to anybody who wants to try, playing a little cEDH, playing a little something spicy, something out of their norm, kind of take some of the stigma out of playing that end of the format. So I thought it was a cool idea. Rich and I both have aggressive proxy collections. Rich is far more than mine. But we're like, hey, yeah, I mean, that binder is
That's
legit.
4 inches.
That's a thick girl. Yeah, so the idea being we just slap some stuff together. And, I think the fun part for me of this idea, too, that I like is, I play some tournament cEDH, and it's fun, but, like, some spicy stuff is good, too. To, if you're like, oh, I don't have to play... I want to play tight. I want to play well. That's the idea of the format, is to just play the best game you can.
Sure.
But I think... and also, like, no saltiness. But the idea of being able to be like, let's just play something a little wacky, throw some stuff in there that you maybe wouldn't play, because, we're going to this event to have a good time and have, I think the how much does your face hurt from laughing at the end of the day is probably the best measure of how, of a good experience. So I want to laugh. I want to have a good time.
I'm totally down for laughing. I like trying unique, different cards out, too. You never know when you find something really cool that no one really thought to because it wasn't on the list that people play. So it's a really cool way to have some brew space to try some fun stuff out and just maybe put some wackier ones in. My favorite thing about the cEDH end of the format is that you can pretty much do what you want. Try stuff out. People are totally cool with trying stuff, and I want to get some cool cards that no one's seen before. Maybe, we'll see.
So I think the thing that I threw up on the pile here was like, okay, if you're trying to get somebody into this kind of end of things, is you got to play at least black and blue.
Yeah, you gotta put the easy combo in there. 2 cards, probably do the old Thoracle consult there. Just be done with it.
Yeah. So
it's a fine start point.
I mean, I think I just want 3 colors instead of 4. So this was my kind of spin on a classic of Sultai good stuff. Was Thrasios and Armix. So I see Thrasios with Tevish. I've played that deck a lot. It's fun. Wanted to try something a little different, lean a little more artifact centric. So this is what I came up with: Armix and Thrasios. So Thrasios, classic, Drago control style. Sultai's really good at doing control stuff. Thrasios being like, hey, I'm gonna get some crazy value and just play to the mid to long game. But hey, we got a lot of ideas that we can go fast, and you can just sneak a win in early if you have to. But let's start sleeving some stuff off. We got some Dragon Shield slates here. We can start just throwing stuff together. We know our commanders are going to be sleeved, so we'll throw these. Anybody who's not familiar with what we like to do for proxies, these are all from making playing cards. So backs of them are not magic cards. We're not trying to pretend that these are real cards. We're not trying to scam anybody out of their money. Not trying to turn these in or anything. These are all not real cards. The best part about that is I can hand you the deck and you walk away with them.
You're out $10 for the sleeves, yeah.
right.
And $3 for the deck box, yeah.
Sleeves don't hurt almost more than anything else. Yeah. So yeah, Armix and Thrasios. We want to make infinite mana. We want to draw our deck with Thrasios. We want to make. We want to just Thoracle console. So there's some fun ways to do that. I think the first Thrasios card of always is a Seedborn Muse.
Yeah, I think Seedboard Muse is just kind of a 100%er for me. A little fun trivia fact: the first ever cEDH deck I ever built was Sultai. It was Zaxara. I don't know if you remember that. It was a while ago.
Zaxara, yep.
I don't know how you like to sort them, but just do them by CMC for now.
Is this an ISO Rev deck?
Yeah, why not?
Because console Scepter Thrasios is a CST is an old mainstay. I think if we're gonna play like synergies towards artifacts and artifact tutors and stuff, I think Isochron Scepter makes a lot of sense.
So this brings up my first questions. Like, do we want to lean into really trying to get the Scepter reversal package going? Like, are we gonna play, Spell Seeker? Are we playing Tribute Mage? Are we going to be going that deep, or are we just leaning on our black and blue tutors to get us to what we need to?
Black and blue tutors.
All right, cool.
Black and blue tutors for
Let's
sure.
throw them in then.
I don't necessarily think Basalt Monolith of Rings of Brighthearth is strong anymore. I think you just take this Rings of Brighthearth away and you put our friend Kinnan in there.
I do like this.
And I think that's where it's at. I do not have a Proxy Kinnan. Do you have a Proxy Kinnan?
I probably have a Proxy Kinnan.
You want to see if you can find one?
Let me open the old vault here of proxy cards. That said, because we are using proxies for this, and it is cEDH, suggest literally anything. As long as it's format legal, we'll get it in there. It's a really, really good. Hey, I got a cool old border one.
Nice.
There you go.
So we can just do that. There's our Basalt and Kinnan.
Basalt Kinnan, Scepter Reversal. I love it.
I think a real easy, fast one is what I did back here, which would be this was my mana base. So I had Command Tower, I had the blue and the green channel lands.
Yeah, those are great.
City of Brass, Mana Confluence, maybe a Cephalid Coliseum.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Are we playing Cradle?
I think let's put Cradle into the maybe pile, because if we lean into like creatures with Kinnan, then we're gonna want Cradle. If we lean into like artifacts with Kinnan, then we probably don't want Cradle as much.
Ancient Tomb.
Still a good card, obviously.
Ancient Tomb, I assume.
Yeah, hand me a couple of these. I'll start sleeving them up.
I had the 3 Commander lands.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Then I had the 3 Shocks.
Also amazing. And
then I had an Exotic Orchard.
Yeah, I love that land.
And then I had the 3 True Duels.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's where I'm at. And then the rest of it, I had like
fetches. Just all the fetches.
All the fetches. Is this all of them? That you can play no Arid Mesa, because you can't play Arid Mesa.
No Arid Mesa, no Prismatic Vista.
So I had those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Alright, so that leaves us like 4 or 5 spots, maybe, if we need them for utility lands and what have you.
Are we good with those?
Yeah, send them over here. I'll start putting them in. We'll kind of figure out where we're going next. If you're going to do Basalt Monolith, how do you feel about this Transmute?
I think Transmute Artifact is bonkers card for a lot of reasons.
It's a good one.
Well, here, let me...
You want to have to start sleeving while I'm sleeving?
I think if we're playing Dramatic and Isochrom, a Muddle the Mixture becomes way better.
100% unmuddle the Mixture. That card is really good anyway. You know that card can counter spells? People don't even know that.
It can. We're definitely on Transmute?
I think so, yeah. It's just so good.
Alright. I don't necessarily think
it hits 3 of the 4 combo pieces we've already put on the table.
I don't know that we need a Ponder, Preordering, and Git Probe.
I don't like those as much in a Thrasios deck, because Thrasios kind of fills that role anyway.
I'm with you on that. How about the Artifact pile?
Ooh, the Artifact pile. This is going to be a good
one. I had Jewel Lotus, Soul Ring for sure, Felwar Stone for sure, your Chrome Mox, your Mana Crypt, your Mox Diamond, Arcane Signet. I think those were like the cEDH givens in my Mana Vault, excuse me, as well. I was on those.
Yeah, as Mana Vault, especially if we're going to play the Seedborn Muse. And then it's really good with Thrasios.
And then I had We can talk about Mox Amber and Mox Opal. Sensei's. I have this is the blue black talisman, and I have a Demir signet. I think you carry more about blue than most things in this version of the deck.
Yeah.
But I'll start throwing these and some
start
stuff.
sleeving the major ones up. I'll start talking about how I think Mox Amber is like a slam dunk because of Thrasios being only 2 mana.
Yep.
It's really easy to get that online. It's also really good with like Kinnan and stuff like that. But I would say our artifact count has to be pretty high to want the Mox Opal over, say, maybe some Mana Dorks or what have you.
Okay. Turn 1 acceleration is spectacular.
Indeed. So we got a nice pile of lands here. All sleeved up, shiny, ready to go. Put our combo-y pieces here. Do we have an Oracle and a Consult in that pile there?
Most certainly.
Go ahead and throw those in the quote-unquote combo pieces pile. Ooh, Grim Monolith. Thank you, John. I think Grim Monolith does fit this pretty well. You got one over there?
I do. Unfortunately, Grim doesn't work with Kinnan. Little unfortunate there.
Does work with Seedborn, though.
There's your Thassa's Oracle.
So you think don't play it because it doesn't work with Kinnan
Demonic
specifically?
Consultation. Tainted Pact.
Oop, I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, we're almost done.
We got room up here for those guys.
Yeah. So we have land so far, some combo stuff, ways to enter. This is combo, right? Yeah.
Or if you want a tutor row.
I think Muddle the Mixture is a good tutor row.
Gotcha.
Because it'll likely be a tutor more than it will be a counterspell. But, excuse me. Alrighty. Let me just take a quick journey through the artifacts here. Make sure there's nothing egregious missing. Like, how did you guys not think of this? How many counterspells? As many as we can fit in there, buddy. It's a mid-range deck. We want to make sure that we answer the things.
Do you want to play a Springleaf Drum for Thrasios?
I think Springleaf Drum is awesome. So
Do you have a fake one? This is a real... I only have 2 real ones.
Oh, really? I got a bunch. I gotta hook you up with some. Finally, I can give you something. Let me see what I got here.
You got one for throwing in here? I got new border foily, and I have old border foily real ones. That's it.
Gonna make me feel silly when I don't have those because I have real ones. Nah, I don't got one.
All right, we'll throw this.
We'll put it as a placeholder.
Throw this
for
one
now.
in here. You listen. This card's not worth anything. If it's the only real card in the deck and it disappears, so be it.
All right, what else we got? Let's see here.
I'm gonna leave those artifacts sitting there. I got these lands that are. Those are probably on screen, right? Yeah. Sylvan Library.
I'm not the biggest fan of Library.
Really?
It's good, like, for setting up your draws. It's really good with the fetches. The fact that we have 8 fetches, I think, or 9 fetches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fetches makes me like that card a lot better. Yeah, why not? If we pull it, we pull it. How about a separate card draw, little stack here? So put Seedborn kind of in the bottom of the combos here.
Let's go to that pile.
Mystic, Ristic, the obvious stuff. Let's see here.
Yeah, here's your Ristic Study. Here's your Mystic Remora.
Yeah.
Do you want a Training Grounds?
I like Training Grounds. I know that people are kind of... Some people say it's great, some people say it's not.
I mean, it's a Seedborn Muse. We got Seedborn Muse already in here. That's... I mean, I don't see how you leave home without Training Grounds in the Thrasios deck.
I'm going to put it with Seedborn because they kind of fulfill the same role.
How about some more... What about some removal? You want an Assassin's Trophy?
100%. All this card. I like that can hit anything.
How about an Abrupt Decay?
Yep. Interaction maybe, right here.
I don't think blue decks exist without a Psych Rift. I'm also Fierce Guardianship.
There we go.
Force of Will.
Let's move these tutors over here. Put this as the interaction pile.
Definitely a Swan Song.
Oh yeah, the fun swan too.
Do we want
You got Force Negation in there somewhere?
Force Negation?
Yeah. Ooh, that's one of those One of those real good proxies we bought originally when we first started.
Some of those, yeah, I forgot about those. I didn't even realize that was one of them. Flusterstorm?
I like Flusterstorm. It's basically Spell Pierce, right?
How about Veil of Summer? The, like, sort of...
So it's like the Green Silence, right, in this deck? And we are going to go for combos and stuff, so I totally dig it.
Okay.
It also can just be a cantrip and instant speed if you need it to be. How are we feeling about Wayfarer's Bauble in this CD? Maybe a Walking Atlas? No.
Veil of Summer it is. Do you want... if we're doing the pitching to Armix, I think the value of a Noxious Revival goes way up.
Yeah, this is such a good card. Why don't we put this in the support category over here? This is support. And then, do we have any tutors in that pile that you got there?
Yeah, let's get to that stuff. Imp Seal, Demonic Tutor, Vamp Tutor.
Yeah. It's like this deck builds itself.
Well, we've also played a fair amount of these type of decks.
Got a Diabolic over there. You think a Diabolic's good for this? So far, we're very low on our
so far, our creature count sucks.
So, I don't know if it's not all that good.
If our creature count is this bad, are we Toxic Delusion?
I love Toxic Deluge. I think people don't play enough Wraths.
That's a Diabolic intent.
Why don't we throw the Diabolic over here with the Gaia's Cradle in case we go creatures and we decide, you know, let's go more creatures. Let's go that way. Deluge is in the interaction.
Are we on Dark Ritual? Armix on turn 1?
Just to get Armix out? I mean, is it useful throughout the game, I guess, is the question. You draw it on turn 3 or 4. Is it as good? Helps you power out some of these artifacts. And
Gilded Drake here?
I like Gilded Drake, yeah.
No.
Wasn't a double sleeve. You want me to take it out?
Yeah, you can take it out.
It's a double sleeve with a magic back, so I wasn't sure.
No.
Oh, yeah, this is a proxy.
Yeah.
Put that in my interactive pile again, because we mid-range decks, they want to interact, I'll tell you. Let's see here.
You want...
People don't play Field of the Dead in cEDH.
No.
Because I feel like if any deck could, mid-range Thrasios would be the one.
We got Dress Down, Delay, March of Swirling Mist, Mindbreak Trap, Pact of Negation, Intuition, Windfall, Mana Drain, Mental Misstep, Miscast. This is kind of the rest of the counter spell suite I had.
I like, of those counter spells, I really like Pact of Negation when we're going for combo win. Especially if you draw your whole deck too, trying to win. It's just freebie. How do you feel about, let's see, I don't know what Alchemist's Retrieval is.
Alchemist's Retrieval is 1 mana bounce your own thing, 1 in a colorless something else one. Yep, that's a bounce one. I think in the counterspell war, I think Misstep is definitely on my list.
I like Misstep, and I don't know if people play. I don't see people play it much in cEDH, at least in my little experience with it. I think Spell Snare is baller in this format. So many 2-drops. It's a 1 mana counter a 2-drop.
I'm aware. I don't think I have real ones. I don't think I have proxy ones. Spell Pierces,
I don't
Chain
think
of
I have a
Vapors.
proxy one, but I could take a look.
How do you feel about Snap? You want to Snap in this deck?
You like Snap a lot. What do you think?
I love being able to be like, hey, I'm stopping this thing.
I literally just opened the page that have Snap on it and I stored it in there.
Do we have a Fierce?
Do we want to do Rapid and Pongify? Do we want 1 mana removal spells?
I am way high in them in comparison to most of the format on interaction.
Right. I think we want to interact first, win second, right?
Yes.
So there's Rapid and Pongify. I guess we'll put these in the support pile now because my interaction pile is getting pretty big. What do you got there? Yeah, I like Mana Drain with Thrasios a lot. It's also good with like setting up the Isochron Scepter or Basalt Monolith turn. It's good to help untap the... Oh, I don't think it untaps Mana Vault.
It is the best unconditional.
Yeah, it's just a straight just 2 mana counterspell. Yep.
Well, Force of Will. Maybe. We should have counted our sleeves before we started so we don't automatically go past. Where we still have lots of slots here. We've still got lots of things to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. Got 23 slots.
44, 45, let's see, 50, 55, 57. I'll put them all back out, don't worry. 60, 65, 62, 65, 66, 67 is where we're at so far.
67. There's 70. There's 80. Yeah, we did something wrong here.
It's probably stacked somewhere. Removed. Or I may have miscounted. Hang on, let me try this again.
Failure.
An offer you can't refuse. That's a really good one, John. Yeah. Although I guess I don't really like giving him something, but I know it's a good card.
I know.
You know how much I hate giving anybody anything in a game of Magic. What? A whole treasure? 2 whole treasures? Nah. Not doing it. Not gonna do it. I'm gonna count on these.
You want to count?
Yeah, I think I might have miscounted somewhere. If you got 90 total, or we're gonna have to write Dragon Shield and be like, dude, WTF?
This is 20.
$50 over here.
50? I got 22. 1, 2,
So it's
3,
72.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Oh
22.
no, did I do the lands off camera?
It's
Things
sliding.
a little slanty.
Oh, that's probably just the camera angle adjust if we have to.
It's all
So you said that's 50?
50 with the commanders and these 3 down here.
So 22 makes 72.
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
These stick together, so. There's 8.
All right, so we're at 80 right now.
Or 80.
Finality of Devastation. Yeah, the only problem, John, is if we don't have very many creatures, doing a finale doesn't really win you the game because you have nothing to overrun into except your commanders.
Alright. That makes more sense. We
Alright.
got 2 extras.
2 extras. throw
That's
them up
very normal Dragon's Shield.
there. Yep.
Dragon. Yeah. So we're good there.
Are we playing Word of Invention? Using artifacts as 2 of our combos? It's instant speed, which is nice. It puts it right on the battlefield.
Perry wants to dress down.
Yeah, I like Dress Down, John. That's a really good card here in the interaction, if you don't mind. I'll continue laying these out so people can see.
I'm high on. We got delay, mind break trap, March of Swirling Mist, miscast. Oh, Jeff's in the house. Jeff,
Hey,
we're
Jeff.
building Thrasios and Armix. We're throwing together a cEDH proxy deck to be able to lend out to people in Philly, just out of our proxy collections. So we're doing artifact, centric, sultai, infinite mana, win the game, shenanigans.
I mean, Jeff is our resident artifact guy. He knows more artifacts than anybody. Where are you, Nate? To be fair, I think Nate knows more than anybody. Still good. Alright, so there's all the combo stuff. Kind of, and some support.
Alright,
Card
so
draw, interaction, tutors. We're low on the tutors here. Not much in the way of blue tutors.
I mean,
getting the reversal and...
you want a mystical tutor?
Let's see, does it just get that?
It
gets a removal
or just Psych Rift.
Yeah, I like mystical tutor. You got one over there?
Yeah, I got one right here.
Just looking through the old heap here. See what else there is. Frankenstein's monster. Does that fit this brew? You build it.
Goblin Cannon.
Jeff. The Goblin Cannon. Jeff, you are the master of hold priority cards. I'd like to activate this thing that sacrifices 100 million times, please. We doing a Praetor's Grasp?
I'm not into it for this.
It's fine.
Here's a mystical tutor.
Hey, mystical tutor. All right.
Do you want a Wish Claw?
It's
an artifact.
It is an artifact.
And people will play that card because it's amazing. We're not on Ad Nauseam, right?
No, I don't think so.
So, are we on Deadly Rollick?
Yeah. I love good removal. I think this is more built towards my style of don't die, kill everything, counter and answer everything. Plus, passing with a lot of mana is really powerful in this strategy.
Do we want to another later in the game win con in a lot of decks like this is just playing a Mnemonic Betrayal?
Explain to me how this win condition works with Mnemonic Betrayal.
So, Mnemonic Betrayal is 3 mana sorcery. Exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards. You may cast those cards this turn. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast those spells. At the beginning of the next end step, if those cards remain in exile, return them to their owner's graveyards.
Gotcha.
And then this exiles itself. So it's basically like 3 mana Yogg Will for everyone's graveyards.
Alright, I dig.
So the meaning is like, oh, we're getting into the long game here, and everyone's got tutors and lotus petals and Docksides, and you just cast everything at everyone's graveyard and win the game.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
It also plays into our discard strategy, because we're putting stuff in the bin anyway.
How fast do you want to come out of the gates? Do you want to put a Spirit Guide in here so that we can play turn 1 Thrasios?
I'm not opposed to that. This deck's pretty lean.
We have a Mox Diamond in here, and we have Chrome Mox. Seems to me like it might make sense to put it in, just so you can get that turn 1 Thrasios more commonly.
How about a Lotus Petal too?
And that lets you hold up your Fierce Guardianship and your Deadly Rollick a lot more often. Doomsday, John's saying, peer into the abyss. I don't know if this is a Doomsday deck, John. Just from the simple fact of if it doesn't work, we're screwed.
I like Doomsday decks that play a way to crack your pile in the command zone. Thrasios is not the best way to do that.
It's a good way of looking at it too.
I just need more Lotus Petals.
You want Endurance in here?
Well, we don't really want a Lotus Petal?
I think if we're putting Spirit Guide in, we're putting Lotus Petal in, right? Like, those are kind of
the same card.
The same in this kind of deck, yeah. The point of getting Thrasios out. Also, think how much fun it's going to be when you're like, Rejuvenating Springs, Lotus Petal, play Mox Amber, cast Thrasios, all the mana to protect it.
I think the Green Sun finale thing that John was talking about too could also be like, these cards just read Go Get Seedborn Muse.
It's true, they do.
I think if you're going to play that game, Natural Order is also a possibility.
Natural Order is super weak, being that we only have a couple of green creatures, one of them in the command zone. It's like we'd have to sack Thrasios most of the time.
I think that this is also Cheetah winning with Eldritch Evolution.
So like I guess this is an important part of this deck. Like, do we like lean into artifacts for our mana in a bigger way, or do we start going like mana dorks now? We want to start really playing the Thrasios game, really playing these tutors, and then maybe even the blue green one. that goes to next up on the chain.
Biomancer's familiar, or you're talking about Neoform.
Neoform, yeah.
So I think.
So that's the question. Like, these cards are really weak without creatures, and we don't have all that many creatures right now.
I mean, this card is Eldritch Evolution says sacrifice one of your commanders. Go put Thassa's Oracle on that battlefield. Is the reason why people play.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's more than fine.
But you get blown out because you have to sack your creature. So
yeah.
it's not as good that way. Same thing with Natural Order.
Like, because we're 3 colors, I have no problem with, like, Birds, Deathrite Shaman, especially with how many fetches we have and how many are played in the format. Birds, Deathrite Shaman.
All right, Birds.
Like, if we're going to play these big green tutors.
Deathrite, yes.
Because at least now you have, like, a win condition with Finale Devastation. You don't just have one creature attacking for $1 billion.
I think we got a lot of slots here.
Yeah, we got a lot. Oh, don't forget, we're only at 26 lands, too. Not that I don't think Thrasios is all that worried. Do you want to play like Force of Vigor and Endurance? Those cards get better when you add the green creatures in.
Do you want to just put some? Do we want to just resolve the lands part of it, or we want to just put these aside?
Put those aside for now.
So what are you at? 20.
We're at 26 right now. Let me do it.
26.
2, 3, 4, 5, 26. Yeah.
You want to play 29?
Let's go with 29 because we have Spirit Guide and Lotus Petal as basically lands.
Okay. Perry's asking what Armix is doing for us versus like Tevish Zot. So Tevish Zot plays a good game of like continuing to draw you cards or being like a big haymaker that people have to deal with, whereas Armix is playing control. Armix is letting you bin stuff, which was the other part of this deck that I had was, do you want to play this, do you want to now go Reanimator? Was my other part of this. Was, do we want to put a Razaketh line in here? If we're not ad nausing, do we want to do, you could throw a Hulk package in here. You could, I'm fine with a whole bunch more,
If we went Razaketh, I would want to have more dorks. Like, I like the dorks personally. They attack, they block, they make mana, they sack to all. Like, definitely put Diabolic Intent if we start adding more creatures in. Gives you more tutor power. Makes these green tutors much stronger. I'm a big fan of them. Plus, they're like harder to deal with, generally speaking, if you don't have Wrath. All those makes our Toxic Deluge a lot worse. So there's that. I know you and I had discussed this fun one.
Yeah,
and I wasn't sure what you thought about reanimating this bad boy for just value.
I think it's hysterical. I think it's something that I haven't seen, but I would love to see happen in a game of cEDH is reanimating Nyx Bloom Ancient.
Yeah.
Or natural ordering into it.
I think it'd be sweet. You can even make an argument for like Orb Frostfang if you put enough mana dorks in.
So I think these would be if we're going to do Reanimator, I think these are my 3 Boom Booms.
Those are your 3 picks?
I would say
Nyx Bloom, Razaketh, and Consecrated Sphinx. I like one of each color is nice. I don't understand what Armix is doing yet.
So I think this is if we play, I think I'd rather play this than Hulk. I think the Sultai Hulk pile that people like playing is Spellseeker and Thassa's Oracle and something else, and you just cast Demonic Consultation off of Spellseeker.
Yes. I mean, that's what they do, right?
Right. I think it's fine as a Hulk package, but I don't like it as much as if they were all creatures and people don't get to respond. Like when you play Breakfast Hulk, where you put like Nomads in, Core, and Cephalic Illusionist in there, and you get all of them with the Hulk package, and you just exile your library, and there's no point in it, right? You're not casting an instant or sorcery. Right, that's the strength of Hulk. So I think I'd be fine if we were just like, hey, we're going to discard through Armix these Boom Booms, and then we're going to just play like Reanimate, Animate Dead, Necromancy, and just, take over the game. I think we have enough room.
We have plenty of room to put a reanimation package
to put
especially with
these guys, reanimation, and then put our some more dorks in here to feed the Razaketh and, play into our mana strategy. Because what do we have for an artifact count? Are those your land sleeves that you're using?
Yep.
So here, take another one. Did you use it for something else? I think you used it on pedal.
I did.
All right.
Land sleeves. All right. Artifact count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, and then Armix 14.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I don't think Armix needs to be online for more than like 3.
Armix does count the ones you have on the field, right?
Yeah.
And when you do target creature defending player controls X artifact. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, even just killing mana dorks with it is fine. Killing most commanders with it is fine.
Do you want to Sensei's Top counterbalance?
I think that's a little too deep for this one.
All right.
If we were playing like Citadel and stuff like that, I think it makes top more enticing. But the fact that like Thrasios kind of fills the role of the top as well, just invest mana and get something back. I wanted to ask how you felt about like Nature's Claim. If you think we need one of those, or if like our removal package and interaction is pretty strong right now. And then what you thought about endurance and force of vigor. You know, like we don't have a lot to hurt their graveyards or help ours. So like it would be able to protect the endurance at least would be able to protect our graveyard if we do go for it and somebody try to exile it with their endurance. Or it doesn't work that way, but I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Yeah.
I like endurance a lot. I think it's a really good card. I think evaluating how many green sources we're going to have in our hand to pitch might be something to talk about.
Well, the cool thing about the Thrasios deck is that you generally have cards in hand because you're just activating the heck out of that thing. But I can understand the hesitancy of putting a card that you have to pitch to it for sure. But not having it, needing it might be the problem too.
All right. What?
Oh wow, we're getting a little thin on card slots left. So this is all we got left before lands. 6, 7, 6.
Are they more? I mean, dorks.
I like the dorks. I do. Is there a death rate in there?
Death rate's right here. Birds is here.
All right, so we have some incidental graveyard hate, which is good, and death rate, even if it's only a little bit. I like
You don't have to go.
the finale a lot. I don't know. Natural Order also seems kind of. I don't know. There's so many cool cards you could play.
Is there better dorks than that?
Arbor Elf, probably the only one I could think of because it untaps like Bayou and.
I don't think I have a proxy on it.
I probably do. I might. We'll see.
Well, let me dig here. Are we playing Worldly Tutor?
Yeah, I mean it gets Oracle, right? Is it like a green or
No, it's any
yeah, I
creature,
think because it gets Thassa's Oracle, it's probably fine. I actually don't have an Arbor.
Oh, there's one.
It's probably in another deck. Is there any more Boom Booms we could play? Because we have a huge reanimation package and only kind of like 3 creatures to give it.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. They're 3 very good creatures.
Man.
I'm just wondering if there's like yet one more maybe that we could add that would be like...
So we're higher on Arbor Elf. We want a Worldly Tutor. Villas. Perry said Villas.
Villas? Let me check him out.
Broker of Blood.
Yeah, I know he is. Just gonna grab the card here.
Jinkataxis is also the original OG Jinkataxis.
That's pretty...
Nezahal is a big boom boom. Dork-wise, what do you want? You prioritize black? Do you want Deep Shadow? Do we want any other artifact tutors? Want to play Fabricate?
I don't know. We have like 19 different combos in this thing. There's no real focus. It's just survive, win with some card combination.
Yeah, but this is what this deck does. I mean, we have it all. I don't think we need more. I don't think we need more boom booms. I think we could probably cut a reanimation effect.
Yeah,
it's not as good.
I think I'd rather cut a reanimation effect.
I think I'd rather cut Dance the Dead. And just go animate, necromancy, animate dead. Is 4? Is 3 not enough? Do you want the 4th?
I think 3 is probably fine.
I mean, I think we might not need the Entomb.
I will say that if we're going to play Entomb and like Reanimate or Animate, that makes the Dark Ritual a lot more enticing. Because you can like turn 1 Ritual, Entomb, Animate Dead, and then you're just like online with whatever big thing you got.
I'm fine with that. Over a dork in that spot.
Yeah, I mean it plays the same role. It's just it's not a creature you can sacrifice. You want to play the Tarrasque. I just see it in the binder here. It looks hilarious.
I just think if I can
get old Gnawbone, like a Shun of Treasures.
I think if I can get a Nyx Bloom Ancient, I think this deck it would be my favorite thing ever to have accomplished.
A Nyx Bloom Ancient would be pretty baller with Thrasios out.
I'm just like
you get Nyx Bloom Ancient with what is it? Where is it called? Training Grounds. By the way, are we playing the Training Grounds creature?
We were not.
It is blue and green, which is great to pitch to force. And it makes Thrasios even stronger.
Do you just want to play... We got 3 spots left, unless we're cutting Dance of the Dead.
I also wasn't sure about Deluge if we're going to be putting in all these mana dorks. So I put it up here. And I brought the Cradle in, because the Cradle seemed really good. Oh, that's why I didn't need as many. So I added Cradle. Let's see here. Coma? That's a pretty good reanimation target.
Coma's a really good reanimation target.
I would be very happy having... I think I would rather have Coma than Consecrated Sphinx. And both are good. And you can pitch this one to Force of Negation. Force of Negation, Force of Will, and if we brought in Force of Vigor, we can pitch this to it if we need to. That's Exile, but still a really cool card. Does a lot of heavy lifting. I
don't like that if we're going to have a creature like Coma, I think that Dance of the Dead isn't as good because it has the untap effect.
What's that now?
Dance of the Dead? Because you got paid to untap it.
I don't like those as much on the reanimation because you lose your big thing when they kill your enchantment. But I mean, it's still. Is there much better than like Coma in that kind of spot? I don't think so.
No.
It's a really powerful card. Like, you know what's faster than drawing a couple extra cards every turn? Just making 3/3s and beating everybody to death. And that gives us creatures to sacrifice for other things that we use, like Intent or...
Alright, throw me a Coma.
Or it doesn't make green one. Oh my god, does it make green creatures? If they're just blue, that's fine, but... just blue. If it made green creatures, the natural order is like a slam dunk in this. There's your Coma.
Alright, Coma. Dance the Dead is out. There's our 4 reanimation targets.
Do you want an old border Thrasios?
Nah. Are we just putting the normal Elvish Mystic, Llanowar?
Yeah, I think the trio is fine.
Pinhorn. Is Deep Shadow going in here?
I don't know.
We're on 6 dorks now.
6 dorks. That's probably enough. Enough to like have a couple floating around. My Dino's back together for this.
Alright, so you need 2 lands.
Let's just double check here. I think we're at 27 lands. And we're
2 lands. Toxic Deluge is questionable.
Yeah, 2 lands is easy.
We got Notion Thief, Oko. We talked about a Nature's
Green
Plane.
Sleeves. Thanks, Jeff. Love you, buddy. Actually, Green Sleeves does work really well with Thrasios.
Toxrill would be another great reanimation target.
Toxrill, yeah. I didn't even see that. Good suggestion, John. John's just looking at all the biggest. John loves the big boys.
Dothy Voidwalker is a sweet hate piece. You know what I think would be really funny with Armix, and I keep wanting to try it.
What's that?
Is the artifact creature that when you discard a card, you get to put it in exile and play it this turn.
You know, I thought that was okay when I was looking at like cards for this, but I don't know if we need that much more. It seems a little.
It's a little cute.
Seems a little loosey goosey to me.
Do we have enough now to play Finale?
Yeah, I think now we do. Do we play a Dryad Arbor in here? Are we playing Green Sun?
No, we're not playing Green Sun. I think if I was going to be spicier, I would rather play a natural order to be spicy to get Coma or Nyx Bloom.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
If we're gonna have fun with it.
I mean, the Mana Dorks get strong with Kinnan too, which is really nice.
Right. Kinnan, Seedborn Muse.
Is there any merit to putting like a Bloom Tender? Something like this.
Bloom Tender.
Because it taps for so much.
Would probably be a really good idea. I'd play that over like Elves of Deep Shadow for sure.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, I'm fine. Like Endurance would be fine. E-Witness would be fine.
Are there anything that we're like missing that we just like forgot? Like Carpet? Is Carpet even good anymore?
Fiend Artisan.
I like Fiend Artisan. That works really well with the reanimation package, doesn't it?
That's sack a creature.
Search for another creature with X or less. It doesn't work as good with the reanimation, but...
do you want Windfall?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. I'm just using it to bin stuff.
Notion Thief.
It's powerful. What about Bane? We'll get him! Bane of Progress. Get ourselves, too.
Get ourselves real good. We did not put an offer you can't refuse in here. I think we meant to. I don't know if we were, but you were talking about it.
John had suggested earlier.
Did we
for
put
a
a
new player,
too?
lean into slightly more lands. I don't think a new player would be able to pilot it, but maybe somebody who hasn't played much cEDH shouldn't have a problem with it.
Right.
Especially with the Mana Dorks. Pretty much tell them to keep at least a green source and a Mana Dork. Probably firing on most cylinders at that point. Let's see. And, I mean, but you make a good point, John. Like, having lands is a good thing. Thrasios just generates so much land advantage throughout a game, though, that I don't think you have to worry about it as much.
What's our total creature count?
If you want a spicy one to reanimate, do you know what this does?
Yeah.
This is a Wrath, bro. It's a creature Wrath. Now we don't even have to target our stuff. I was suggesting to Steve Apex Altasaur. It's a 10/10 that enters and fights any number of creatures.
So we got
Basically.
one,
Not
two,
any number, but many
three
creatures.
creatures over here.
I mean, do you count the combo creatures like Oracle, Kinnan?
I was looking for an overall creature count.
Sure. So we got 2 commanders. 1, 2, 3 in this pile, so that's 5. Go to the board.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 so far, yep. Deluge probably fine. How many slots we got left? Are we done?
This is
Just 2 lands?
2 lands. I think you said we're at 26. No, we're
27 now with the cradle, yeah.
Yeah, I mean 28, 29 would be fine. Do you want to play a basic some basics in here? Do you want an island? Is there another land that has utility that you want in here?
What about some of the MDFCs? Like the
Really
green one hits creatures though. It hits any creature. And we get green source early, so I think it's a really good one to add.
What do you want? The buy back one?
No, the untapped mythic one.
Oh, the Turn Timber Symbiosis.
Turn Timber Symbiosis, yeah. That would be perfect in this deck because you can hit one of these big boom booms with it too.
I thought it had a limit on what it could hit.
I didn't think it did. I think it just digs 7 and puts a creature out. Let me double check though. I have a couple here, I bet. I have a bunch. Let's see. Turn Timber.
Gemstone Caverns would be another.
Look at the
land we
top
could
7.
knock
You may put a creature card from on the battlefield. If it has a converted mana cost 3 or less, it enters 3 extra counters. I think this is a snap play.
How about that and a Gemstones?
Gemstone? Sure.
Would that be? There's Gemstones.
Just looking at some of these other ones I got here. See if anything's worth it.
not going to play a Pain land. We're not playing Nykthos.
We're not playing like sack creature lands. Probably not playing Urborg or Yavimaya, right?
We don't need like a...
What about Sea Great Restoration?
Yeah.
Or...
I think do you want a Urza Saga for any reason?
Nah, I don't think so.
We don't need a Takanuma, do we? Mill things, get a creature to your hand. That's not really what we're on.
No, I'm looking through here and I'm not seeing...
Spire of Industry.
Nothing's really jumping out.
We're not playing Hulk. We don't want a Phyrexian Tower. City of Traders is probably not our
Bizarre
jam.
Baghdad, I'm just saying.
Urborg.
I said Urborg, Yavimaya, good for fixing, but I don't think that they're necessary. And don't forget that they fix your opponent too.
Yeah.
If they're using that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather play it for me than for them. But yeah, I think we're kind of towards the end of this quick brew here. Just making sure we're not missing anything key. No, I don't think so. Unless you want to put like an arcane signet in.
Or any
just because it's another artifact for the count, and it taps for any color that we need.
What do you want?
Arcane signet, maybe?
Is there not one in here? There's one in here. It's
Oh,
right there.
okay, it was hiding on me. All my proxy ones are dark.
Anything you see we want to change? Anything you don't really love in here? I think it's sweet.
This is pretty sweet. I do like the new. I wish we had a spell snare to put in here. That is one of the things that
I got tons of spell snares.
I want to put a spell snare in. I think I want to try it out.
All right.
In the format.
It definitely sees plenty of play. I mean, it's definitely a strong card.
Like just looking at our list, like it counters like 3/4 of our deck.
All right. You want a spell snare? I'll get you a spell snare. I want a Library of Dang.
Library of Dang. You know, John, I never see anybody use the blue one. I have it in like 3 decks, and I've never casted it.
The Seagate.
The Seagate, yeah. Like
We have the Otawara is definitely on.
Yeah, the Ottawa's in there for sure. Should we put
That's what you mean by
Takanuma doesn't belong in here, right?
Yeah, I think you meant Otawara, not Seagate.
No.
Would be my assumption.
And the green free spell is just a fog, so we don't need that.
Boy, you hit somebody with the Winota with the fog.
They feel it for sure, I'll tell you that.
That would be pretty spicy. You want to swap any of those in? You get the Bloom Tender, E-Witness, Endurance. This is not a bounce E-Witness deck. I like E-Witness in decks that can play a meal.
We got a lot of interaction.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
This is the wrong box. That starts in A and ends in I. There's no S's in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here.
Alright, we got S's.
Is the Transmute Artifact that good? It only works with Basalt Monolith in this deck, right?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like, at least Kinnan works with all the mana dorks, it works with all these mana rocks. And Basalt Monolith is indeed a just fine one to play or pitch to Armix if we had to. But Transmute Artifact does seem like one of the weaker cards in our particular list.
Yeah, I'm with you. Cut that thing.
So let's pull this bad boy out. We got a sleeve left now. Just looking at like what the cards do and stuff. Also, I really like the Spirit Guide and the Lotus Petal now that we put all these mana dorks in too. Can really get out in front quickly. Fogs are OP. That's right, they are. No one sees that coming. No one. Especially a free one. My goodness. I hear you, Jeff. I hear you.
don't think we're on Solve the Equation or Merchant Scroll. I don't think those are good enough. Spell's there, my friend.
Oh yeah, there it is. I love a 1 mana just hard counter. Oh,
some people. So there's a nice.
Do we have a Dispel in here? We don't have a Dispel. Should we have a Dispel? I feel like
this one?
I feel like we should have Dispel, not that spell.
This one?
What would I cut for Dispel? This is hard. It's a lot of.
Is it just the Entomb? Or no?
No, I think the Entomb really lets you have just like crazy turns where you have to just go nuts. Also, you can Mystical Tutor for an Entomb, draw it with Thrasios, cast it, and then use your reanimation spell on the next turn. Like, the fact that it's an instant and gets to do all that, like, gets to put anything in the bin is really powerful. Yeah, I don't know.
I think Kinnon's your like backup that you can just flip a coma off of a cannon.
Do we want to take the Reversal Scepter out of here? That works great with the Mana Dorks too, though, right? Like, but I don't know.
I think because we're leaning artifacts and artifact-centric stuff, I think that's the reason why I played to it. It's obviously not in the eye these days as like the hip thing to do by any means.
I'm not playing Brain Freeze yet. Love Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Brain Freeze. I'm just looking at like spaces. Like this can also just be a on its own. Can just huge ritual with all the mana dorks and stuff too, the mana rocks. So I think I definitely want Dispel. What are we cutting for Dispel?
Now you're getting into the nitty gritty.
This is good nitty gritty. This is my favorite part. So I do like the natural order a lot, though. I think these are the two that I think I could easily say not playing those, but these seem like they need to be in here. Like to hit Coma or Nyx Bloom off of like a quick 4-mana tutor.
I think the only
I can see that taking it. Just because you got sack something, it's easy to counter, being a sorcery.
I think the what's the other line that I witnessed when you get milled out and in your upkeep cast Endurance to save yourself?
Yeah, it's got some corner case uses, but nothing as strong as like.
Just you got plenty of on the stack interaction.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about their graveyards as much. The drum is really good now that we put the mana dorks in too, so I can't even make the suggestion to pull that.
You did not put a Biomancer's Familiar in here if you were still thinking about that as well.
Do we leave the training grounds? I mean, it works with Thrasios. It's obviously amazing, but
turn 1, training grounds.
Yeah,
turn 2, Thrasios. Pass. I mean, it's good stuff.
With how much removal we're packing, I'm okay pulling the Deluge for the Dispel.
Okay.
We just have so much. Look at this. We got Trophy, Drake, Decay, Rift, Dress Down technically if you know how to use it right. Pongify, Hybridization, Rollick.
Yeah, we
got a lot of removal.
This is a good control deck.
Like imagine just getting this Isochron Scepter out there with, I don't know, Abrupt Decay on it. All day.
All right.
Yeah, I like this. I dig it.
This is the list.
Yeah.
All right.
I think this is it.
That's it.
Stops Underworld Breach and Oracle. Yeah, so do counterspells.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's...
like that's the argument we're making. Like, is it good enough? Is it better than playing counterspells?
Hey, we got a first-time chatter. What's up?
We don't have all that many. We don't have as many green cards to pitch to it. Oh, we did just add one with the Turn Timber. Man, I can't wait to like just ramp into Turn Timber Symbiosis and just hit like Nyx Bloom Ancient or Razaketh off it. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
Or a dork.
But it'll be a 4/4, which is not small.
Which kills Winota.
Yeah, it blocks it really well.
All right, this is the list.
I think for now we're just kind of slapping one together for fun. This looks good.
All right, sounds like a good time.
What do you think? You like it?
I like it. That was pretty quick.
John, I'm only gonna play this against you from now on, just so we can talk about card choices. I think you're right in a lot of them, bud. but definitely like just going with the more creature-y package. I think I like that a little bit more. We got a lot of mana in this deck
Yes.
for a Thrasios deck.
Yes, that's the idea.
Oh, that's right, it's proxies. Let's go ahead and really finish it off the right way. Did you put that in there?
What? No, this is somebody
Oh,
else.
this is a different list.
Yeah, I'm not that fast.
I was like, man, have you been typing up those the whole time?
No, I was just poking at some other people's lists, seeing if I was forgetting something egregious that I wasn't thinking of.
Cool. I dig.
Sometimes that's a good just check and be like,
Ooh, I like Ledger Shredder and Reanimator deck. That's pretty sweet.
we did not put a Neoform in here.
No,
We talked about that, but Life Death is a very classic Razaketh card. It's okay.
I think honestly, like, you can talk about tiny percentage points, but most of these cards do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of analogs. Like, you can make your argument of, like, Life Death is a 2-color card, and, blah, 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 plays like this. It has that secondary motive. Yeah, sure. The fact that we jam-packed, like, 3 or 4 different kinds of combos and powerful creatures and tutors for them, I think we'll be fine. Basically, just get a good opening hand and just interact well with your opponents. And do my favorite thing in Commander. Don't die. Just stay alive, and you usually win. It's like one of my oldest mentalities in Magic.
Do we want to go for broke and try and do another one?
I was working on that one quite a bit.
Well, you want to talk about it at least? Because it was a cool idea. We
Sure,
can just
yeah.
talk it through. Something else that we were doing tonight. Here,
Yeah.
throw those up on top, and we'll find a deck box for that.
Voila.
We'll bring it up to Philly.
Armix
So if you
Thrasios.
see us in Philly, we're going to be rocking the Alter the Brood shirts. We'll be there. We're kind of hard to miss. We're big dudes. We're plenty loud. So if you see us and you want to come check it out, we'll have that deck on us to lend out. I also have my all proxy spicy Kiki Jiki cEDH deck that Rich and I brewed up together.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
So I got that thing hanging around. If anybody wants to grab that, if you don't know Alan from Mental Misplay, go check out Alan's, and definitely check out his stream. I was on that. He did a little feature on cEDH Kiki Jiki, and it was hysterical from one of our patron nights, which was a lot of fun.
It was an awesome video. If you guys get a chance to check it out, it was really good. Just infinite porky parrots. That's all I'm saying. Just go check it out.
Turns out if you mutate Kiki Jiki, he's not legendary anymore, and you can copy himself.
Jeff, Birds of Paradise is in the deck. Don't worry.
No, I think he was saying White Bird's deck. We were talking about Bird's deck.
Oh, do some test hands. You want us to do a few test hands? I think that's a good idea.
All right, sure.
Yeah. Close up shop on the book here. That's a good
I
question.
mean, it's already shuffled. We don't need to.
Ah. Head on.
All right.
12 pages pop open.
Oh no! You rescue him? I'm looking at a hand here.
All right, let's do this hand. Show it to us.
Cradle, Basalt, Psych Rift, Abrupt Decay, an Underground Sea, an Overgrown Tomb, and a Deadly Relic. Nothing to accelerate us at all.
Yeah, I don't like this hand.
I don't like this hand at all.
I
would ship this as well. Good interaction, but it doesn't get us in the game.
It's got a basically dead card in Gaia's Cradle. Like, you want mana dorks in your hand with Gaia's Cradle. Like, I know you could cast Thrasios on turn 2, then cast Cradle and tap it for 1 whole mana. But to me, when you have Cradle in your opener, you want to have a bunch of dorks in there if you can.
Yeah. I mean, we're not so hard on creatures like that we're going to put like a crop rotation in here to go get Cradle.
It's just value.
It's just kind of, if you hit it, so be it.
But again, it makes it a more dead card in that
All right,
particular
we're 7
situation.
off the top of that.
All right. 5, 6, 7. I do like this hand.
Entomb, Reanimate.
It's hard because we don't have the black source.
Well, you do have a Death Right.
I got a Death Right, which could technically be a black source. It doesn't actually have anything because we don't have a fetch land. We have to rely on our opponents to help us out. But I think I would keep this in the dark. I love this hand. Any hand that has Entomb Reanimated in it,
All right.
I'm probably just going to
ready?
sneak. Lotus Meadow, we just won. Nah, we didn't win, but I definitely think this is a much better turn. So basically, you just play your land, play your Lotus Petal, play your Deathrite Shaman, pass the turn. Maybe I'll hang on to that. I like hanging on to that. What do you think? Do you think we just Felwar Stone here on turn 1? Instead of Deathrite?
Are you just entombing on turn 1?
That's my plan was, yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Let's entomb here. On turn 1 of the game, do you think Coma? What do you think? Do you think Coma's probably the best hit here? Or do you want to like draw a bunch of cards, get Sphinx? What would you guys do? Do you want me to go get Kinnan?
I think Coma could you just win you.
Like Razaketh is good. It's an 8/8 flying trampler, but like we don't have that much to sack to it right now. I like Coma because it just generates a pile of bodies.
It would be funny. I would Coma.
Let's Coma. All right, untap. See what we get here. Oh, Noxious Revival, the Lotus Petal back to the
I'm
top.
gonna put this all forward.
What do you think?
I want it to be on screen.
Is this? Oh, sorry. Is it too greedy to Noxious Revival the Lotus Petal to guarantee that we can reanimate it? Because if we don't draw a land, there's no guarantee. I mean, there would have to be a fetch land or a land in somebody's bin.
I think that would depend on if there's not land in somebody's bin.
For instance, say there isn't.
If there isn't, I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
A turn 2 Coma seems like my way to... I mean, we can't protect the reanimate, though, when we go to cast it.
Depends on where you are in play cycle and what everybody else has done.
Yeah. If it's still like in development turn, because this is what, turn 1, 2, this is turn 2. I'm going to do it. I think I'm okay drawing that, cracking it, reanimating Coma. Yep, take 7, win the game. All right, go ahead. If somebody... yeah.
Well, if you're using a Lotus Petal there, you can also Deathrite, right, and this, and put out a Felwar Stone.
Well, I need a land. The whole reason we put Lotus Petal on top is because we didn't have a land to eat with Deathrite. Otherwise, I wouldn't Lotus Petal. I would just take a draw.
Okay.
I would not
just
I'm
with you.
But say you know what? In that situation, you don't want to, like, waste all these resources, like I just did.
Yes, Villas is good with reanimate because you draw 8 cards. You're correct.
Yes, very, very good. Yes. But say you don't want to be that greedy. We'll just draw here. Ancient Tomb. Fine play. Play Felwar Stone. Nobody's got black at this point.
You're not on the screen, by the way.
I'm hanging out over here. All right, so we just drew Ancient Tomb. Tap that. Play Felwar Stone. You think by turn 2 we might have a chance at a black source here? I think we would. Now we'll reanimate it. So.
Also reasonable.
You know, it also like depends. Like, do you keep the Felwar Stone hand depending on what your opponents are playing? If it's 3 mono white decks, probably not.
All right, you want to shuffle this up and try something?
Yeah,
try
let's
another
try
one.
I did like a turn 2 Coma. Seems pretty sweet though. What do you think?
Yeah, that seems. I mean, it just eats a chain of vapor, but still, like, dies to removal is not a great argument ever.
Coma, it protects itself though.
Oh, that's right.
It makes dudes every turn, every upkeep that you can sack.
Makes him hexproof or it makes him indestructible?
One or the other, or both. I can't remember.
It's probably both.
Here, you draw the 7. I'm gonna look them up real quick, just for the sake of fun here. This is a fun one.
So we got reanimate,
indestructible,
Bloodstained Mire, Force of Will, Mnemonic Betrayal, Demonic Consultation, Animated Dispel. Boo.
Yeah, I don't like this one. Can't even cast turn with Thrasios. Come on. These Villas draw 8 cards. I'm missing something. Did I read the wrong Villas?
If you cast Reanimate, it enters, then you lose the life to the resolution of the spell with Reanimate, which causes you to lose life, which causes you to draw cards with Villas.
That doesn't make sense based on the way the stack works to me, but I trust you guys because you know what you're talking about. Because the spell has to resolve completely, which means you've already paid the life, right? It's weird. It's a weird template.
It's the way Villas is
I
worded.
guess Villas works like that, but outside of that, he doesn't do as much on the field.
Well, that's better.
That seems much, much better. Yeah, I like this hand a lot.
I'm on the... Oh no, we don't have a blue source though.
You do. We got the card you're going to draw next turn. Called it. We don't even have that, so that's probably not that good.
I would not keep that.
Yeah, if that I thought that was the Rejuvenating Springs.
Yes, that would have been different. Turn 1, Mystic Remora into everything else in the world you could ever want. Sure.
To be fair, doing it kind of for fun right now, whereas normally I would really think about it for a long, long time. Okay, what are my opponents doing? What are they going to potentially do on their 1 and 2 turns,
No, send it.
No, I didn't mean that specific hand. I just mean in general.
I know.
I mulligan very aggressively these days. So I think having a good hand is
Coma
better.
just loves being in our hand.
Yeah, man.
Boo.
But he makes black.
Oh.
He makes blue and green.
All right, I'm into this.
I think this hand is awkward as heck. Do you just draw and discard?
No, you play Armix.
Oh yeah. I forgot Armix is in there. It's all right. Let's pretend this is our hand and go with it.
All right, here's your Springleaf Drum.
All right. How are we doing this? What are we exiling the Chromox here? So we're probably playing. I would have a green to exile to it though if we want to reanimate Coma. It's hard. This particular hand.
I dumped the Pact and Negation of Chromox.
Yeah, I can see that. So Pact of Chromox. Play yourself. Yeah, but I don't have a green source to cast Thrasios.
Yeah, we're casting Armix.
Not on this turn, we're not. We can cast Thrasios on this turn, we can't cast Armix on this turn.
That's fine.
Alright, well then play Watery Grave.
I think you just play Water Grave and you play
Tap
Springleaf
this,
Drum.
play Springleaf, yep.
And you
Alrighty.
pretend you've got a blue interaction spell.
Sweet. Untap. Now you have a blue interaction spell. Alright, and then gotta play the Otawara as a land here. Cast Armix. And then we still can represent
Mana.
the mana because of the Springleaf Drum. And so next turn, birds. So play the Cradle anyway. Tap it for green. Play birds. Or are we playing Thrasios here? Yeah, I like birds. I like birds
No,
here.
birds, and then I would move to
Move
combat,
to combat, swing with that.
murder something with Armix.
Murder something with Armix, and then
So you get 3 artifacts, so you're killing, guaranteed you're killing something.
yeah, and then we're gonna reanimate Coma again. Okay, if we gotta, and then we still have a 1 mana. We have a counter
Interaction
spell.
for somebody went after a reanimate.
Yeah, with a 1 mana spell.
Fine.
Whatever. Tap. Now we've got 4 3/3s. Look at this guy as Cradle with Coma, huh?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Let's play this, and we still have what? We pretend 1, 2, 3, 4 in a green. So 4 green, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what we'd have off the Cradle there.
And if anyone has any blockers for Coma and company, we just murder them with Armix.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about Coma is you can sack the Serpents to tap target permanent.
I know, but I'm
And
just
it can't
saying,
be
we
activated.
can just. You're not losing this game right now.
Probably not. Not if we got to this position. What's
No.
this, turn 4?
3.
No, I played that last turn. So this is turn 4.
Okay.
But still, I mean,
untapped and threat. Yeah,
this is-
I mean,
Fantastical turn.
yeah. Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, and then you just start Thrasios.
Ice
Like-
Conceptor, more, and then draw.
Yeah. Plus, we had enough to do a couple Thrasios activations right there and then.
Just Thrasios and Armix in that pile
Yeah,
before
they
you
are.
shuffle them.
Yeah, they are. I'll use the same color sleeves here. So there's your reason to put Armix in the deck for sure.
Right.
You know, it only took, 2 artifacts on the table? It didn't even matter. He counts as himself too, right?
Yep.
So it's at least a -1/-1 effect when he attacks and you discard something. If you have 1 or 2 others, you're likely killing most things.
Yeah, it's a May.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do it. This is sweet.
Yeah. John, I think you're right that Villas is awesome in this deck, but Steve and I really want to try out like fun cards like Nyx Bloom to see how they are, and Consecrated Sphinx is just kind of fun. But yeah, I think if you're going for like best possible in slots for this type of reanimator,
course.
yeah, you'd play Villas.
Sure.
So we like playing for funsies.